Our countdown to the Sun Belt continues. We are 1 week away from the Bobcats going from the WAC to the Sun Belt Conference, and certainly a lot goes into preparing for that. And now joining us to talk about that transition is Texas State Athletic Director Larry Teis. And so much has been done to prepare for this move, and so much will go into it in the future as well. Just the work just never really does stop, does it?
Yeah, I mean, we're not new to conference movement, and it's been fun, it's exciting, and I think the Sun Belt brings us a good home. It's a stable home. We have the two in Texas, the two in Arkansas, the two in Louisiana, so the travel is a little bit better. The WAC, we were all over the place, and if you look at it geographically, the Sun Belt's probably, besides the MAC, one of the tightest knit conferences out there. So, yeah, we're changing the address again, changing the stationery, and working on some things. But it's going to be a good league for us. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a tough league. I don't think people really understand exactly. When you just saw 4 teams in the baseball tournament, it's a good league, and we got to be prepared. We got to buckle up and get down to business.
Well, let's talk about some of the projects that have been put into place to get ready for this move, and one of them was implementation of that call center back in March, and the staff is going to expand in the near future. And already in the past couple of months, we have seen over 15,000 calls made by the staffers there for the call center. What does this do for ticket sales at Texas State?
Well, the original goal, I don't know if we hear a lot of times that people just don't know what's going on. And there's a million ways to do. We can do the Facebook, the Twitter, the emails, the regular mail. We'll start the traditional marketing campaigns with the TV, the radio, the newspaper, and everything else. But we weren't really focused as much on the sales as much as just getting things in front of people right now and just calling them and saying, can we send you something? And it's amazing that the ticket sales, obviously you want more, but we know in cold calling and doing things, it's not going to be that great. What we are finding, though, is there's a lot of people interested in Texas State, a lot of people happy that we've reached out to them. And so we're sending the brochures, the Bobcat Club, the ticket brochures. It's a great story to tell, and it's amazing. There's a lot of people that have been disconnected that are glad we're calling just to say, I'm glad you've made an effort to reach out. Let us look into it. We'll try to get back for some games, and if not season tickets, homecoming, parents' weekend, things like that. So that's been a successful part of it, is reaching out and just telling more Bobcats what's going on.
One of the other moves that you made about a year ago was bringing in a marketing team, Nelligan Sports Marketing, and they work with other schools such as Louisville, Marquette, Colorado State. So certainly they know the landscape of college athletics. Now their role here at Texas State, what is it, and what have they been able to do for you over the past year?
Well, I tell you, they're working. They also represent UTSA. And so their sales team and our team works a lot together. They come down and meet with us. We talk about bigger groups. The goal is to bring maybe some more national exposure. We'll be announcing pretty soon our largest ever corporate sponsorship that Nelligan helped put together. What they try to do is bring you larger, instead of piecemealing a bunch of smaller corporate sponsorships, they reach out and look for the big sponsorships and get you 6 to 7 bigger exclusive type agreements, and then you still have the smaller ones for people with signage and everything else. But they've done a great job and are out beating the streets, talking to people. Basically, it's another sales team out there to sell the story, and they are pitching us to national corporations too and putting us in some things with some bigger schools. So we'll see the results of that pretty soon also.
Now, during your time as athletic director, you've seen quite a few records be established, and one of them this past year, another record year for the Bobcat Club in raising scholarships for student athletes, and the Leadership Council has played a really big role in that because it's expanded the network to all over the state. What has their work meant for the success of the Bobcat Club?
Well, it's another voice to reach out. It's more people taking the brochures, talking to people, and I know some of them may get frustrated if they're not bringing in the numbers they want to bring in, but it's like we tell them, just keep putting the brochures out, talking to people, telling the story. Eventually those days will come. We're going to find out. I mean, there's quite a few teams that are having, with the move to the Sun Belt, real success in their fundraising and ticket sales, and we need to keep up with that and keep going, because that provides scholarships for us, and summer school is critical. Fifth-year students are critical, and so the more money we can raise in scholarships, the better it is for our student athletes.
Early this month, it was announced that Texas State had surpassed the mandated NCAA APR by at least 46 points, all 16 teams doing so, 8 of them with a perfect score of 1,000. Figures like that, what does it speak of for the student athletes here and the administration for the success in the classroom for Texas State?
You know, you can tie that back to the last question, and the summer school is so critical. We have a lot of student athletes here this summer. And that's part of, the academic progress rate. The NCAA wants you to keep your student athletes here so they can graduate in a timely manner. And that's where the Bobcat Club is so critical. But we've never had more than 3 teams with a perfect 1,000, and this year we had 8. So that's half of our sports. I don't know how many other schools in the country in a 1-year time period had half of their sports with a perfect 1,000. That's unbelievable for us. And I tell you, the coaches do a great job. The academic center does a great job. People don't understand, they're there in the morning at 8, but they're there at 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night for study halls. The student athletes, obviously, it all depends on them. They have to get there and do the work, and they've done a great job. But, a lot of people don't celebrate academic success, but it is the main reason we're here. And for us to see the kids come out and do what they've done is tremendous.
Well, the cosmetics continue to change here at Texas State, certainly highlighted by the expansion of Bobcat Stadium a year ago. And the renovations continue. We'll see a new pavilion up at Bobcat Stadium by the time the home opener kicks off in September against Prairie View A&M. What will the addition of the pavilion do to the game day experience?
Well, I tell you, it's going to clean up another gap that we have in the facility, and the pavilion's going to be gorgeous. We will, by the first game, we'll have about 80% of it, 85% of it done. It should be open. Hopefully, in between the start of the season and the end of the season, we can finish the balcony area that's going to wrap around. And that's going to be a tremendous place for our student athletes. And incidentally, Paul Gowans, their family made a large donation for that. And Paul's obviously tied into academics and student athlete success. But that pavilion will bowl in part of the stadium again, fill in an area that's been probably the biggest eyesore at the stadium. It'll come with new fencing and new landscaping down in there, but the pavilion's going to be a neat addition. And I can already, a couple weeks ago, there was a couple out taking wedding pictures in the stadium, and I was thinking, this pavilion's going to tie hand in hand with that, where not only can we use it for events, but there'll be other people calling us, hey, can we have a rehearsal dinner and some different things in the stadium, because it's going to be a nice pavilion that is air conditioned when we shut down, roll down the garage doors, but you can roll them back up and it'll have ceiling fans and TVs, and it'll be just a great experience for our fans and anybody else who wants to enjoy it.
Well, not just improvements to Bobcat Stadium, but to Strand Coliseum as well. The new floor is in, and there have been improvements made as well at the practice gym. And I'd imagine that the volleyball program and the 2 basketball programs pretty excited about those changes.
Yeah, we had Gym 102 and Gym 101 were next to each other, and one of them was not. It had the old tartan floor in there, and the original tartan floor from a long time ago. But we are going in there this summer, tearing out the floor, putting in nice hardwood floors, scoreboards in there, logos, putting in new goals in there. So we will have 2 really good practice facilities that men's and women's basketball and volleyball can all utilize together, and plus utilize Strand. So there should never be complications for practice time with those 3 sports. And we're working with PE because obviously they'll use those gyms too. But these will be fantastic facilities for us to recruit to and to practice to.
Now, Larry, you personally are coming up on 10 years as athletic director here at Texas State, and over that time, you've overseen renovations now approaching $100 million. Over the past 4 years alone, 500 student athletes have achieved the GPA of 3.0 or higher, 20 conference championships, including 2 in football. If you can, put the past decade or so into perspective for us.
I tell you, it's hard to do, but actually it is funny because I was thinking about that driving down Ocarina Springs this afternoon and just looking at the football stadium. We look, and I hate to say this, but we look like a university now when you drive up in the big football stadium there. It has made a tremendous difference going down the street, seeing the different facilities, seeing the face that athletics has been helped put to this university. Yeah, we're not the most important part, but a lot of people see us first, and we're the entrance to campus. And just, I think the facility part of that is tremendous, that we have cleaned up a lot of areas in this campus. We have made the campus more beautiful. We've made it a place that student athletes are proud to participate in, a place that alumni want to come back to. And overall, I mean, just being here to see the transition and the move from FCS to FBS, where we're there forever now. It's where this school needed to be. I think we've all known it for a long time. We just needed to get some things in place to get there. That and just all the student athletes, the ring ceremony and them coming across before they go to graduate, but get the T-ring and the tassel. I mean, we got a note from a student athlete yesterday about what it meant to her to be here, to have the ring and the tassel and the competition. And I mean, that's the biggest thing is the kids. And I see them around and when they come back, and that's the neatest thing. Just the whole, what we've been able to do as a university and athletic department and what the student athletes have done.
Bottom line, Larry, a week away now, how ready is Texas State not only for the Sun Belt Conference, but to succeed in the Sun Belt?
We'll be good. And I tell people, and I've said it before earlier, this is a tough conference. Quite a few teams in bowl games last year. Softball strong, baseball strong, men's women's basketball strong. It's not going to be easy. And our coaches are working to prepare hard. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I think scheduling, preseason's critical, that you play as many teams as you can close because you're going to be traveling some later. Stay close to home, play games the fans want to see. Be prepared in the classroom, on the court. There's a lot of expectation out there, we know. I mean, nobody, this is one of the businesses you can't fail in. Everybody's watching you, and they want 100% success rate. And so we'll do good. It's a great place for us. It's a good start for us as we're into FBS transition. And we got a long way to go, but we'll get there, and it's a great university and a great place. I'm just glad we have put the wheels in motion for the future that everybody else can say we're proud to be a Bobcat.
Well, we're excited for the Sun Belt Conference. Thank you,
Thank
Larry.
you. Appreciate it.